Most successful men I work with have one thing in common. They already tried to fix their look. They bought better clothes. They follow the other high performers wear, and some even copied Steve Jobs, thinking simplicity is the answer. But none of them worked. Because the signature look isn't a copy, it's not a uniform or a trend. It's a system built around you. Stay with me because the part of this process most men skip is the one that determines whether any of this actually works. I will get to that once we are inside the framework. If you want focused personalization built specifically for high achieving men like you, book a clarity session with me today. The link is in the description. Let's start with why most high achieving men get this wrong. And I mean men who are genuinely successful, men who make the sharp decision every single day in their business and their leadership. The problem is not your wardrobe, it's your approach. Most high achieving men treat their appearance like a problem to be solved once and forgotten. But when they buy a capsule wardrobe, copy what a successful entrepreneur wear, or default to the uniform the colleague done, it's not a signature look. That's avoidance dress up as a strategy. Here's something that might shift how you're thinking about this. Research found that people form judgment around the competence, trustworthiness, status within 100 milliseconds of seeing someone. 100 milliseconds. It's like faster than blink of your eyes. That's before the handshake, even before you say a single word. Your look is already communicating, and the only question is what it's saying. I worked with a founder who had just closed a major funding round. Smart, super smart, credible, respected in this industry. But every time he walked in the investor meeting, he felt like he was performing, like he was wearing costume. His clothes are expensive. They're all designer labels, tailored, but they just weren't him. That disconnection was showing up in the room that he could feel it. That gap is his signature look clothes. Here's the distinction that I want you to hold on to. The uniform is a shortcut. Signature look is a system. One is borrowed, the other one was built for you. When your appearance align with who you are, your leadership style, your values, your presence, people trust you faster. Not because you look expensive, because you look intentional. You know what you're doing. So, how do you actually build that? That's where the outside in method comes in. It's built around I call AAH, a framework, AAA. Audit, address, and achieve. And the first step is audit. Is the most men either rush through or skip entirely. Don't. Because what you find here shapes everything that follows. Step one of a AAA framework is the audit. Before you buy anything, change anything, or decide anything, you need to understand what your current appearance is actually communicating. Not what you think it's communicating, what others actually perceive how you look is communicating to them. Those are two very different things. The gap between them is where most men are losing ground without realizing it. Here's how to run your own audit. Stand in front of a mirror in a what you typically wear to high-stake meetings. Ask yourself three questions. Does it reflect my level of expertise? Does it match the room that I'm trying to lead? And if a stranger saw me right now, what would they assume about me? Write down the honest answers. Not the comfortable one because you're talking to yourself, but the honest one. Be brutally honest to yourself. Most men discover one of three things during the audit. Either their look is inconsistent, It changes depends on the day or the mood. Sometimes that you feel like, okay, I have a time to dress so that you pay a little bit of attention. Sometimes, oh my God, I'm late for the meeting, so that you just grab whatever you see it. Okay, or it's outdated. It reflects who you were the 5 years ago, not who you are now today. Well, some people still wear that t-shirt from their college year. I know you have some. So, and borrow, built around what they think successful man is supposed to look like, rather than what actually fits their identity. And any one of those three creates the gap between who you are and what people see. The gap had a real cost. The study found that clothing directly affects how people perceive your authority and how you perceive yourself. The researcher called that enclosing cognition. What you wear changes how you think and how others respond to you. That's not a style concept. That's behavior science. So, quick question for you. When you audit your current look right now, does it reflect the leader you are today or the version of you from the few years back? Drop your answer and comment. I read every single one and it will help me to understand where most men are starting from. If you want a focused, personalized session built specifically for high achieving men like you, build the book clarity session with me today. The link is in description. So step number 2 is address. Once you know what your look currently saying, you address the gap. This is where most men want to jump straight to shopping. Don't resist that. The address step is about clarity first, close second. Because if you don't know what you are building towards, you will keep buying things that it don't connect. So start by defining your 3 identity anchors. These are the 3 words that should come to mind that when someone see you before you speak. For founder, it might be sharp, approachable, or grounded. Or executive, it might be authoritative or refined and then direct. Pick 3 words. These 3 words become the filter for every clothing decision you make from here and forward. If the piece doesn't reinforce that at least one of those anchors, it doesn't belong in the system. Here's what address step is really about. It's not about dressing for who you want to be. It's about dressing for who you already are. Because this is all about the alignment. Alignment to who you are now today and where you're actually heading. It's really reflecting that who you are and then your competence and your confidence. High achieving men often undersell themselves visually because they assume the results speak for themselves. No, they don't. Because only after people trust you, then they will trust your result. The trust starts with what they see. We believe what we see. Your peers is either confirming your credibility or creating the friction against it. There is no neutral. The alignment is crucial. There is one more element inside the address that step that most men overlook completely. And it's the one determines whether your signature look holds up under pressure or falls apart when the context changes. That's exactly what we build in step number 3, achieve. This is where the signature look becomes a system, not just a great outfit for one occasion, but consistent, intentional presence that works whether you're closing deal, leading a team, or walking the room, cold with no context or no introduction. Build what I call your blind test. This means that every piece of your wardrobe can mix and match seamlessly. You can close your eyes, pick any items. You will get your best look every single time. I guarantee you. That consistency is what makes a look signature. It's not a luck, it's the system. According to research, leaders who present consistent personal image are perceived as the more trustworthy and confident than those who appear shift unpredictably. Consistency signals the stability that signals the leadership. That's how room reads you. The signature look is not about wearing the same thing every day. It's about having the same intentional every day. The color palette, the fit, the level of polish, those are the consistent. What changes is application. That's the difference between the uniform and a system. Uniform is rigid. It's just that's it. You only wear that. But system is adaptable. You can mix and match and then you can enhance as you build your system. The adaptability is what high achieving men actually need. Here are the three non-negotiable for your blind test. First, fit. Nothing communicates authority faster than clothes that fit your body perfectly. Not tight, not too baggy, just precise. Fit is the first variable that affects every other element of how you are perceived. Second, color alignment. Your palette should reflect your identity anchor and speak the same language as your presence. Third, grooming consistency. Your look start above color, hair, skin, grooming should match the standard of your clothes. All three must work together because if one is off, the whole system reads as inconsistent. Which of the three fit color grooming do you think is your biggest gap right now? Let me know in the comment. If enough of you saying the same thing, I will build a full video around it. Now, here is the thing that most men miss when they think about building a signature look. They think it's about clothes. It is not. It's about decision behind the clothes. Remember, styling is your tool, but your image is actually your authentic asset. Attention is a signature. The clothes are just the expression of that. When high achieving men walk in the room and his look is aligned with his value, his leadership style, the level of expertise, people feel before they can explain it. They literally feel it, and you feel for yourself too. They trust him faster, they listen more closely, they give him the authority he hadn't earned because his presence already communicated. Thinking about the last time that you met someone and they immediately thought, he has it together. You probably couldn't name every detail, but their presence was coherent. Everything matched. That's what the signature look does. It removes the noise and let who you are come through clearly. It speaks for you. You don't need a more clothes. You need a clear system. That triple A framework, audit, address, achieve, is how you build that system. Start with what your look is saying now. Close the gap between that and who you actually are. Then build a system that hold it together across your life. That's the outside in method and it works. I guarantee you. If this land for you, if you watch this and thought, my looks not matching who I am right now. That's the next step. Now it is so simple. Book an image clarity session. This is where we look at your parents incredibly communicating and map out exactly what needs to be shifted and aligned with your identity and your level. This is not just a general style consultation. It's your focus, personalized session built specifically for high achieving men like you who want their presence to work as hard as they do. The link is in the description. Schedule your image clarity session with me today. The sooner your look is aligned, the sooner every room you walk into starts differently. And before you go, Which step of a AAA framework do you most need to work on right now? Audit, address, or achieve? Tell me in a comment. I want to know where you are so I can keep making videos that actually help you move forward. I will see you in the next video.